Oh, I just know if I read this back then, I would have ate this up. And I'm honestly probably going to eat this up now. I'm so excited. The time has come, you guys. I'm going to be reading the Selection series. Is that what the series is called? The Selection? Is that actually what this is called? I have literally no idea. We'll find out. I never read these when I was younger. I don't know when these came out, actually. Let's do a little fact check. Harper Teen. Okay. Okay, so this first one came out in 2012. I was in high school, so honestly, I wasn't a big reader in high school because the whole required reading component of English class really dimmed my joy with reading. Because I was like, stop telling me what to do. Stop telling me what to read. I don't like being told what to do in general. So I was like, if I'm going to read, I'm only going to spend it doing the homework. Didn't really have extra time to enjoy, so that's why I probably didn't read it. I'm so excited though. To be honest, I don't really know what this series is about. I know based off of, I think, one partial video, there's like some type of tier system with jobs, maybe. And different tiers are obviously, like, I guess maybe more respected, or maybe they more money. I don't know. All I ever see people talk about this book though is a quote where someone's like, come back to me, or like, it was worth it even though you hurt me. I don't know. Everyone always froths at the mouth over this one quote, and we'll see when it happens. Let's read what the selection is about, because I clearly am not giving a good description. I just don't know what it's about. For 35 girls, the selection is a chance of a lifetime. The opportunity to escape the life laid out for them since birth. Oh, to be swept up in a world of glittering gowns and priceless jewels. To live in a palace and compete for the heart of gorgeous Prince Maxon. But for America's Singer, I also forgot that the main character's main name is America, which I'm like, interesting. But for America's Singer, being selected is a nightmare. It means turning her back on her secret love with Aspen, who is a caste below her. Oh, there's a love triangle, either the prince or the peasant below her. Leaving her home to enter a fierce competition for a crown she doesn't want, living in a palace that is constantly threatened by violent rebel attacks. Then America meets Prince Maxon. Gradually, she starts to question all the plans she's made for herself and realizes that the life she's always dreamed of may not compare to a future she never imagined. Oh, I just know if I read this back then, I would have ate this up, and I'm honestly probably going to eat this up now. I'm so excited. Wait, how does this last over, like, what goes on over 5 books though? Obviously there's going to be the competition. I don't know how much that's going to take up. It sounds like there's a rebellion going on, so that's going to take up a decent amount as well, but 5 books worth? Okay, we'll see. Let's get into it without further ado. Selection. Dun, dun, dun. I'm also about to take NyQuil, so if I suddenly disappear, becoming extremely sleepy, that is why. Also, shout out Chicago Library for being able to give these all to me at one time so I don't have to wait. The drama begins. Hello, everyone. There's been a lot that's happened already. I am this far in the selection, currently on page 54. And obviously this is a book written for teenagers, so we're gonna move quite quickly. So much has happened so far. Also, I'm realizing this book has been out for over 10 years, so there will be spoilers just because I feel like that'll be more fun. But obviously if you don't want to be spoiled, that is your warning. So a quick little recap. America is an individual living in this dystopian caste system. She's a 5. There's 1 through 8. The lower the number, the higher the class, more well off you are, tend to see. Number 5s tend to be musicians and performers. She sings, plays piano. Her family performs at events and for individuals. It's very interesting because kind of like her younger brother, Jared. I think it's Jared. He very much is not a performer, but he's born into this, so he's kind of forced to find a talent. She got invited to the selection, which the prince of, I forgot the name of the land. I'll remember it once I read more of the story, is now eligible to take on a wife. And this book low-key reminded me of one of my favorite books of all time, you guys. Has anyone else read Princess Academy? This is literally one of my favorite books that I grew up with. Very similar premise. I don't know what the selection process. The selection sounds more like a competition to me that's like broadcasted, kind of giving Hunger Games. It's like kind of like The Bachelor, whereas Princess Academy, a group of girls is taken in, taught how to be a princess, and then at the end, the prince chooses one to be his wife. So I'm low-key like already into this because it's reminding me so much of this book that is very nostalgic to me, means a lot to me. But this sounds very Bachelor-esque. But essentially, anyone within the ages, I think of like 16 to 20 is eligible. It's going to be randomly selected within each category, and then 35 girls are going to go and enter this competition to become the prince's wife. There's already a love triangle set up, Aspen. So there's Prince Maxon. That's who I think the main love interest for this book is going to be. But there's Aspen, who he's a caste 6. Lower than America. They're kind of like servants. He's one of 7, which is crazy, but they talk about how the lower castes, lower is low. I know I'm saying lower number. Lower, I'm going to say is like lower class because that's how I'm kind of seeing it. They don't have access to birth control or any type of like contraception, it sounds like. So that's why kind of like the risk where you don't really have as much control over how many mouths you can feed, essentially. It's very interesting. Him and America have been lovers for 2 years. I kind of don't know how they met. I might have missed that. He is devastated that he cannot be a provider to her. He breaks up with her, which I think sets us up well for her going to the competition. So she kind of has a clear mind. There's no cheating involved, but I think he's going to very much live in her heart. And she'll be like, no, I'm going to hold out for Aspen. And they have big dreams to get married eventually. And yeah, it's very interesting. I'm eating up the drama. Obviously, I haven't met Maxon, so I can't be team either. I feel like I always want the girl to get power and then to use her power, and there's a rebellion going on. So I want her to use her power to help out the rebels. We're only like 50 pages in. There's already been a breakup. There's a relationship established. There's the drama of the food insecurity, financial insecurity. It's a lot, but we're gonna keep reading. I'm having a great time. I'll tune in with you guys whenever something exciting happens next. Hi everyone, it's the moment you've been waiting for. It's the first review. So I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of fun. I didn't really know what to expect. I've heard from a lot of people that they're like, oh, it's so bad, but you just can't stop. It's so good. I low-key was entertained. Like, are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? That was me. I was entertained. We have our main characters, America, singer, who is a caste 5 in the selection to be the potential princess of Ilia, the newer country that is now kind of a combination of like Northern America, it sounds like. We have our 2 leading love interests, Maxon and Aspen. I will tell you which team I am. I'm probably anticipating this changing as it goes through the books. I took a couple of notes on things I wanted to cover with the plot. Pacing's going to be fast, obviously. It's written for middle schoolers. The characters were decently interesting. I stood behind my girl America for probably 3/4 of the book, and then I was like, girl, where's your backbone? Girl. I really like the other girls in the selection. Marley and Ashley were my favorite. Obviously, Marley's just so charismatic, likable by everyone, very friendly, and Ashley was kind of part of their little trio. My first note is Aspen was a coward. I'm trying to be understanding. He's a victim of the patriarchy. He's born into this society where men are taught to be the providers. Very much like current day. But that doesn't mean that like you're going to break up with someone because you can't be the provider for them. Does your love only know the bounds of the patriarchal society? I don't understand. The blatant misogyny is crazy. The fact that one of the I forgot who's involved in the vetting process before the selection. This guy told America that if the prince tried to advance on her physically, she couldn't say no. And then it was against the law if they were not virgins until marriage, I believe. I'm glad America was calling out this BS and was like, what is going on here? But that's That's crazy. Also, the fact that history wasn't consistently written down or taught. And one of the, like, I think Sylvia was the one, she's kind of like the one running the selection. I think she was the one that said this, like, you should just know history. You shouldn't have to, like, learn it and study it. I'm like, what? There are so many red flags with this new country development. You don't want to study previous history. That's how you learn. That's how you learn not to make mistakes that have been previously made. What? I also made no, I was not Team Aspen after his little display with Brenna, how he broke up with America before she was taken away to the selection. And then America looks out and sees him like holding Brenna's waist. He claims this was an accident because she fell, but I'm like, if someone falls, you like help them and then you like let them stabilize and then you let go. How America described it, maybe she's not a reliable narrator in this way, how they were like standing next to each other and he was holding her against him and looking out. And then suddenly he's like chasing her and yelling after her. I don't trust Aspen. I think he's very wishy-washy. I'm not a big fan of him. Maxon's growing on me at first. I thought he was a little bit like too, I don't want to say like naive, but like he is very sheltered. He doesn't know what the real world is like outside of his little safe castle haven. But he is growing on me. He's open to America's ideas because she actually lives outside in the world and knows what it's like to struggle in the lower castes. He's growing on me. I will say that. Insane move when Aspen sneaks into America's room because he gets drafted and he sneaks into her room and starts kissing her as her guard. I'm like, I remember being very upset about Aspen because America was very upset at Aspen. And then she just folded like nothing. She's like, oh, I missed him. I loved him. But I guess they were together for 2 years. I'll give her that. But I remember how upset she was. And I'm like, girl, what's the game plan here? Like, are we going to like drop out of the competition, then he'll be a soldier and we can be together after? One of the main reasons, now I'm thinking about this, I was just in the moment. One of the main reasons that people don't get together before you're potentially drafted is because that's potential 4 years you're not even together. So Aspen didn't want to put her through this. He gets drafted and then is at the castle and he's like, I want you. But he could be whisked away anywhere at any moment. It doesn't make sense to me. The arguments are not consistent. Clearly, you could see I'm leaning toward one team more than the other at this point. With how the team ended, I'm Team Maxon because he's the most honest and upfront. Aspen, I feel like he could have given those safe, small town vibes that I'm typically looking for in these two different types of love interest, but he wasn't giving that. He was giving coward. He was giving not someone to think before they act. That's not something I can support for America. The selection's kind of fun. I feel like I'm reading The Bachelor and Maxon's just out here like,
America, say the word and I'll end this. I'll end this competition and we can be together.
And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm also dying, so ignore that. But she's like,
I don't know, there's someone back home, but I don't know, we can be friends. But then I'm also jealous over the other girls. And like, you say you like me, but then you do these things to the other girls, and I just don't know.
Well, we're getting on to the second book. I wanted to make a little prediction. So obviously selection. I want to predict what each of these books are about because I kind of made that comment. I made that comment before starting this. I was like, how are there 5 books? Also, does she turn brunette by the last 2? This girl's brunette. She's a redhead. Wait. Yeah, these are all different models, but does she become brunette? What's happening? Anyway, so obviously she's an elite now, so that's why the second one's called the elite, because she's in the elite. So these are just my predictions. I don't know anything about how this ends. The one is the third book. I think this is when she's going to have to finally make her decision if she wants Maxon or Aspen, which makes me very, honestly, a little unnerved that I'm going to have to go through 2 books of her going back and forth. The heir is number 4. So this is where I'm a little tripped up. Either they're going to force her to have a child, or this is about Maxon. And then the crown. The thing is, like, I think at this point she'd be the princess, if not in the one. But maybe there's a training process, and this is her official initiation. But I also predict what will happen is, since she is like probably the closest to a commoner, that the rebels, because there are also these rebels from the north and south, and apparently the southern rebels are more dangerous than the northern ones, but they're there. And I have a feeling that she's going to get them all to join up and find peace, because she's like the most normal of all the girls and she understands the actual struggles. And I don't think the king's going to like that, because the king does not like her, even though his wife was a caste 4. She's a caste 5, so she's below that. But yeah, we're going to start the elite. I'm having a good time. I gave this selection. I gave this 4 stars. I felt a little like, I don't know. Obviously, all opinions are my own, but I remember looking at the like top Goodreads. I didn't read any of them, but they were like low ratings. And I was like, this isn't like a work of art, but I was entertained. So that's that. We'll see if that theme continues though. Let's read what the elite is about. I think this might be my favorite cover. No, actually, I don't like that dress. That's a lie. I just like the red. So the selection began with 35 girls. Now with the group narrowed down to the elite. Wait, is it down to the 8? Because I expect it to be the elite 8 like March Madness. Okay, I don't think it. I think it was 6 actually, I lied. The competition to win Prince Maxon's love is fiercer than ever. The closer America gets to the crown, the more she struggles to figure out where her heart truly lies. Great. Each moment she spends with Maxon is like a fairy tale filled with breathless, glittering romance. But whenever she sees her first love, Aspen, I think her only other love, stand guard, she's swept up in longing for the life they'd planned to share. America is desperate for more time, so while she's torn between her 2 futures, the rest of the elite know exactly what they want, and America's chance to choose is about to slip away. I held the letter. I thought of Aspen's certainty. I remember last, could I be the next princess of Ilia? 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 Also, Celeste is the worst. She's like the bully. It's kind of irking me that Maxon is like not picking up on that. Okay. Let's get to reading. Oh wait, actually I lied before we do that. You guys, I got this package from Berkley Romance. All we read is love. Doo, doo, doo. All right, gotta take a quick pic, obviously, for the gram, you know. Also make sure to follow my Instagram at emilysnovellas and TikTok if you wanna. Occasionally I grace my presence over there. All right. Oh my gosh. Let's see what's inside. You ready? It's heavy. It's like 5 pounds. I don't know what I'm looking at. Ooh, stickers. Check them out. Stickers. Whoa, whoa. Holy cow, there's so many. Oh my gosh. There's so many books in here, you guys. Oh my gosh, one of my favorite books I've always, oh my gosh, you guys, I've always wanted, I love when they look like the uncorrected proofs. Oh, I'm geeking out right now. Uncorrected proofs. It says when it's coming out. Oh my gosh. You guys, I read this. Gay tennis. It was so good. Oh my gosh, on sale. You guys, this literally cured my illness. Oh my gosh, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 6 books in here. Do you know how much money that is these days? I love when they're uncorrected. Oh my gosh, I'm literally becoming a monster. Look how beautiful these all are. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Demons and diplomacy. You guys, I'm literally about to poop my pants, but like in a good way. Look at all this. Thank you, Berkley Romance. Oh my god. Hello. Okay, let's quickly go through these. So obviously the stickers. Stickers are cute and come in clutch for when we gotta make cute things. First, we have Demons in Diplomacy by Megan Frampton. Cute. Oh, I'm literally obsessed with this. These are uncorrected advanced proofs bound for reviewing convenience. In quoting this book for reviews, please refer to the final printed book, as the author may have made changes on these proofs before the book goes to press. I literally feel like I have like manuscripts in front of me. Oh my gosh, let's keep going. Mutual Discord by Lana de la Rosa. She's so pretty. The Matchmaker's Cottage, Formula Zero. Matchmaker's Cottage is by Kate Sloan. Formula Zero is by Meredith Lanzin. I loved this one. The Open Era by Edward Schmidt. And The Summer Girlfriend, Christina Forrest. The only one I've read out of these has been The Open Era, which I loved. Highly recommend reading. I love tennis, and heated rivalry obviously is on all of our minds. So read this book. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is crazy. I have made it in life. I could die today and be happy. Okay, with that being said, wow, I'm gonna read some of the elite. And we're gonna see, who does America choose? Maxon or Aspen? Or is there a third? Or why choose? Why choose? Why not have two boyfriends, America? I think that's the progressive agenda that Ilya needs, and would very just, yeah, they'd just be so open to that. Anyway, let's get to reading. So about this far in, page 210, I'm getting frustrated, you guys. I'm getting frustrated. Miss America is swapping between Aspen and Maxon. And honestly, I think I'm team she drops out of the selection and just becomes a 3 and finds a new individual to love. Cause like Aspen, I'm trying to like really feel for the guy. He was placed into a system that was working against him. I'm not really sure what his great qualities are. Maxon, I'm also a little confused because I feel like we're just on The Bachelor. I don't have the audience views. I have like America's POV, so I don't know how he's actually feeling, even though he keeps saying that she's the one. But then he has incredibly intimate moments in relationships with the other girls. And I understand maybe he's trying to have a backup plan, but like, it's very confusing. But I think that's also the nature of like the Bachelor show and being in the situation. But the selection goes on. Celeste is literally a rat and I don't like her. She's a bully and an abuser. I am devastated by what happened with Marley. I don't think this is the like win Maxon thinks, or America thinks it is, where Maxon made Marley and her like guard boy servants at the castle instead of sending them out to be aides. But in order to do that, they sent other servants out to be aides. So like he still sacrificed someone to the system. Granted, Marley is now close to her best friend America still, but he still sent someone out there and fed into this system. So he's not really challenging it. You know what? Fourth option that I just thought of, America drops out of the selection, becomes a leader of one of the rebellions, finds a rebellion boy. That's my new plan for her, because I'm not really feeling either of them. I feel like I'm getting swept up in the selection like America is, where I'm forgetting about like the very real struggles that everyone else is experiencing, but America's like so entranced and swept up in the selection, obviously, because that's what her whole life is. But now like her biggest problems are which boy to choose, which I'm like, America, there's people dying.
Diamond earring came up in the ocean and it's gone. And there's people that are dying.
Let's focus on that. But she is speaking up, which I appreciate. And the king does not appreciate, which I love that. But we're gonna keep reading. I'm a little nervous. I'm getting a little irritated. I think I'm still team Maxon, honestly, because he just went away to New Asia, I think, or Little Asia. Also, there's one Asian girl. Her name's Elise. She's still in the competition. Are there any other POCs? I could not tell you. Either I missed it or it's not really relevant, I guess. I have a feeling we're gonna finish this. I'm like, once I got into it, I'm like, okay, I can't stop now. I must keep going. They're super easy reads though, so I'll check in with you later. Guess what? It took me 3 days to read the selection, but it took me 1 day to read the elite. And we're coming in hot. Not as good as book 1. I was still entertained, but I felt myself so much more frustrated with America. I think I'm just settling on Team Maxon at this point. I don't know if I ever really was Team Aspen. He was off to a very rough start. This constant back and forth between Maxon and Aspen and how Aspen was her first love. Maxon's only her second. I don't know if first love really means anything here, America. Them discovering that the founder of Ilia, like King whatever, was a evil person. Yeah, I could have told you that. And then she's exposing the history and lowkey. She should give the rebels all the books. This is why it's important that we have books and physical copies of media, because then history gets rewritten, aka what's happening here. She gets kicked out of the competition. Maxon's making out with Celeste because he just wants someone to feel like he wants them there. His backup choice is Chris, and she knows it, and she's fine with that. And he's just waiting around for America to make a decision. She presents an idea to get rid of the caste system, which they should. King threatens her, and there's lots of rebel attacks, yada, yada, yada. And then she gets kicked out of the competition because of her crazy idea. Finding out that Maxon's dad is abusive and beats his child. What? And then somehow keeps the wife in line, the queen, somehow. So, like, we need to get rid of this guy. But then she gets invited back to the competition because Maxon stands up for her somehow. So now here we are. We're at the 1. We're down to the final. It's Elise, Chris, Celeste, America, 4. I think he has to make a decision when he gets down to 3. I'm assuming it's going to be America. But the thing that confuses me at the end of the elite was she was like talking to her maids and she's like, you guys are going to help me win because everyone's team her because she's like a princess of the people, which we need that in this society. She's like, yeah, I'm going to win. So that means that you're going to become princess and choose Maxon, America. That means you're not going to be with Aspen. We have to, I feel like her actions are not lining up with what she wants and she's not committing. But also it's a lot to just make these ultimatums on this 17-year-old girl. So I feel for her. But I gave it 2 stars. I was still entertained, but I was very frustrated with everyone. Maxon, Aspen, America. Poor Marley. But at least she has her lover boy, I guess. And the families got to visit, which was fun. Also, I'm just thinking about how wasteful it is. They're making all these custom dresses for all the girls. Are they going to like give them to them after? Are we keeping them? That feels quite wasteful to me, but we're going to start the 1. I'll be the one. Do you know that song? It's Backstreet Boys.
Okay, I did know that.
Oh my gosh, you're literally trying to take my thunder. Steal my thunder. Do, do. Do, 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 do.
All the book itself, 4 out of 10.
Oh, it starts with, I guess you would try to forget you. Anyway, we're going to start the 1. 35 girls enter the selection. Only 1 can win. The time has come for one winner to be crowned. When she was chosen to compete in the selection, America never dreamed she would find herself anywhere close to the crown or to Prince Maxon's heart. But as the end of the competition approaches and the threats outside the palace walls grow more vicious, America realizes just how much she stands to lose and how hard she'll have to fight for the future she wants. I also forgot to note the rebel attacks in the last one were targeting relatives of the girls in the selection to end the selection, which like they should, and just get rid of the caste system. So America's family is at risk. We're going to read this. I'm geeked and nervous. I swear if there's more, I cannot go through 5 books of her going between Maxon and Aspen. I will lose my mind. Okay, let's read. Oh, wait. No, this would be fun. We could do a NyQuil shot together. That could really spice this up. Where's my shot? Okay, hold on. There weren't any pill form available of the NyQuil. So we got liquid, but fun fact, growing up, I couldn't take pills. So this actually tastes nostalgic to me. I realized I actually like the taste of NyQuil liquid.
Show me the one.
Yum. Yum, 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 yum. Delicioso. All
Why are
right.
you vlogging this?
You keep
We're gonna know how to drug you.
By giving me liquid
Show me the
NyQuil.
one.
I don't drink anymore, but this is my shot now. Cheers.
Show me.
This better put me to sleep.
Are you ready? My heart rate is at 110. This always
Ma'am.
happens this one out. Because I only have one in here, so.
Oh yeah, Hannah hates surprises, so that's supposed to be pretty hard.
Okay, shit. We are not reading Sex and Vanity by Kevin Kwan, taking place in Capri, Italy.
It's the same guy that wrote Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh.
Okay, are we ready? Are we ready?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it gonna be gay?
Oh.
Oh, is it gay?
Sapphic?
Yes!
Oh, yes.
Okay, so
This is my category!
Oh my god.
The queen.
The queen. Heidi.
Hidearoo.
Oh, yes. Yes, the little bee, the pretty lady. Pretty lady. Yes. What are you sniffing? Ugh. It's been so long since I've swaddled you. Yes. Hello. You're so cute.
Look at her showing off her bow tie. Hello. She's like, now that you've cleaned up my mess, I shall go lay on my throne.
Didn't know that it was touched.
The vlog. Hello, everybody. Happy end of the weekend. It's been a time. It was Easter. We spent it with both mine and Bobby's family. Went to book club. My friend Emmy, I forgot to show this, went to Ecuador. She did a cute little presentation on everything they did. Look what she got. She got us all these little like Ecuador wallets, and this was like embroidered by, I think, some of the indigenous people that they visited. I showed into red, my favorite color. It's so pretty. I don't even want to use it. I don't want it to get dirty, but it's so pretty. Update on the selection. We are this far, about 100 pages in. I'm fully anticipating finishing this today. It's been a busy weekend, so I haven't really been able to read as much. I feel like I'm team Maxon still. Not because he's amazing. No, there was a third option. What was the third option? Oh, well, I said America could drop out and become a 3, but she's like fully convinced she's going to win this competition, even though all she has to do is say the word like Maxon, I love you. And she's a winner. Like, she's already the fan favorite. The crowd likes her fighting spirit. She can end it now, so I'm not really sure what the deal is. The other girls are cute. We saw a little bit more of Celeste's vulnerable side. Still think she's a spoiled brat. We see Chris seems very sweet and nice. I think Chris would be a good option if we didn't want to see any change in this corrupt system. Elise, a good diplomatic choice to create an alliance with New Asia. Natalie's gone. I think it's just the 4 of them, right? Yeah. We're 100 pages in, and it's just more of this back and forth of Maxon being like, I don't know how you feel about me, but I've got to keep my options open. Also, the time is ticking. You have to make a decision. And America's like, no, I'm going to win this. But then she doesn't tell Maxon she's all in and that she's still humoring Aspen. I'm just like, girl, make your decision. And it better be Maxon, because I think she'll be able to do the most good being princess. I have another quick update. Look what came in the mail. You have the key to let in the fairies. What does that mean? What does it mean? What do you mean? And you nod your head yes, but you want to say no. I'm sorry, my neighbors. I sound crazy. Well, I should have gotten. Go get a scissors. A scissors. You guys, I'm also really excited. I'm visiting one of my best friends, Hannah, in Indiana this week. So I've got to start packing because I always bring like 3 times the amount of clothes, but I got to start now if I'm going to do that. But we let's see what this is. First, what's this? Oh, it's my first hardcover arc. Oh, she's gorgeous. Look at this. Is this already out? The Fairies Are Moving In, Thistle Marsh by Moria Corrigan. What's in here? Wait, there's stuff. Wait. Oh my gosh, wait. Do I put these on like the ends? It's like annotations, but I'm not sure where the annotations go. Shared some special overlays. There are 2, purple and blue ink. Oh, purple goes on 15. Blue goes on 84. This is so cool. This book is beautiful. Okay. Look how cool this is. This is so cool. Thank you, Berkley. This is very cool. This is very, very cool. Let me read what this is about for you. Fairies disappeared over 100 years ago. As suddenly as slipping through a doorway, it was only the very foolish or the very determined who held out hope for their return. In the wake of the Great War, the world is a decidedly unmagical place for Mouse Dunn. She once dreamed of becoming a fairy anthropologist, but with one telegram, her world shattered. At the Battle of the Somme, her cousin's body disappeared into the mud, and her brother was left with I feel like I'm like popcorn reading whenever I read anything to you guys, and I don't know if I'm approving. Practice makes perfect. Her brother was left with debilitating shell shock. It was time she knew to put aside childish dreams. When Mouse, I also like the name Mouse. When Mouse, because that was a nickname of mine when I was younger, Mousy. When Mouse receives news that her uncle has left her the fairy-blessed Thistlemarsh Hall, a dilapidated manor in the English countryside, she must leave her brother's side and return to her childhood home to claim her birthright. But there is a catch in her uncle's offer. If Mouse does not rehabilitate the crumbling house in 1 month's time, she will forfeit her inheritance and any hope of caring for her brother. It quickly becomes clear that it's impossible to repair the manor in the allotted time, until a mysterious fairy appears with a proposition. He offers to restore Thistlemarsh with a price. Mouse knows better than to trust a fairy, especially one so insufferably handsome and arrogant, but she is out of options. There are dark and magical forces at work in the house, and Mouse must confront the ghosts of her past and the secrets of her heart, or lose Thistlemarsh and herself in the process. I'm so excited for this. And the spine, you guys. We always gotta look at this. Ooh. It's kind of giving Bonnie. All right, thank you. I love book mail. Such a fun surprise. Okay, I have a lot on my agenda tonight. Let's quickly run through it. We're gonna finish the one, I'll be the one. I have to finish stuff for taxes. Finish stuff for my HSA. We have to do laundry. I have to start packing. I need to edit. And it is 4:46. This is a big agenda I have, but I thrive at night, so it's gonna be great. I'll probably see you once I finish the one, because we're We're flying.
We made a decent mark. We're at 2:30. About 70 pages left. Things are turning up and I'm excited. This one I'm liking better than the second one because there's more rebel action. I know Maxon's waiting for America to say that she loves him so he can pick her. But like I get her not feeling comfortable saying it when he's not giving her his full self because he's also giving it to other girls. So they're in a sticky situation. We're gonna finish this tomorrow.
Good morning. Guess what I finished last night? I think this might be my second favorite of the series. I love mess, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. The first 80% of this, I was like, we're slowly developing the rebel plot. It's this annoying back and forth between Maxon and Aspen, but not really, because she's like,
I want Maxon, but I'm not gonna let go of Aspen.
very bizarre. But the last 20% were insane, and that's what gave it a 4-star for me. I knew I liked America's dad better than Mom. The mom has been on my nerves for 3 books now. The fact he was working with the Northern Rebels, and then he died. Oh my gosh, so sad. So sad. Then the craziness of she goes to his funeral. Maxon's like, I can't live without you. I'm going to write love letters, even though I never say I do this, and I love you. Come back. I'm pushing the proposal up. It's always been you. They have a very, I feel like when he admitted that to her, that was the first time we saw the real and most authentic Maxon, where he was like, I know it's you. I love you. America's like, I love you. They spent the night together. I was like, wow, I'm riding a high off of this. Maxon sees Aspen and America together as they're saying their like goodbyes. And he's like, I knew it. I thought I was paranoid, but I knew it. He calls off the engagement. He's like, I'm going to go with Chris now. Insane. Ceremony set up. He's giving America the cold shoulder. I mean, like, I understand his frustration. Like, America should have told him. She's had 3 books to tell him about Aspen, and she did not. So, like, she has been lying and kind of hooking up with this guy on the DL. Not a great look. So I understand his frustration. But then the Southern Rebels infiltrate the whole proposal ceremony. They shoot Celeste in the back of the head. Also, Celeste was kind of crazy to me. I'm glad she had a little bit of a redemption arc. But the fact she's like bleaching girls' hair against their will and putting glass in their shoes, and that's insane. That's actually insane. Celeste, girl. But she's dead, so like, what? Maxon leaps to protect America. Aspen protects America. Maxon gets shot. And then, you guys, I finally understand the quote now that everyone's talking about. You guys, low-key, the last, like, 20 pages were worth it for the pain, because it was just so messy and dramatic. So the quote that everyone says, and I'm like, I understand it now. Maxon's, like, bleeding out. And this is when he's come to terms, like, he just tried to protect her, even though he was like, I'm going to be with Chris. Oh, Chris is a Northern Rebel. I didn't want to like her because obviously she's like in competition with America. But she like didn't really have any major flaws. And she's also a Northern Rebel. She's so cool. And she was used as like a compromise piece between the rebels and the king. America was the only one I feel like that didn't have a major political ploy. Besides, she'd show like the lower castes are still important. But the quote is, break my heart, break it 1,000 times if you like. It was only ever yours to break anyway. And I understand if I were a teen girl and I read this series. It's messy, but it's dramatic, and they're professing their love. I did not love the back and forth, I will know, with Aspen. I feel like he never really had a chance. It was just insane. And then she gets put in a safe room. She's like, oh my gosh, Maxon's dead. She's separated from her maids. I was hoping she would have her maids when she's princess. But no, Anne is MIA. Mary's the only one I think that stays with her. And then Lucy gets together with Aspen. But Anne was the one that liked Aspen. So now I'm like, oh yeah, he was interested in a different maid. And then they get engaged. And I was like, oh wow, what a way to end. So then I will note, I spoiled myself. Oh, and also the king and queen died too. Glad the king's dead, but the queen I liked. Well, I guess she kind of enabled him. But I don't know what he did to her to manipulate her because he beat Maxon. I might have peeped the plot synopsis because I was like, oh, the heir, this is about them breaking down the caste system, because Maxon said that's the main thing he wanted to do was like destroy the caste system, make it all equal. So I was like, oh, this is about Maxon's role, essentially. No, this is about their daughter. Okay, remember when I was like, why is she brunette? Clearly a different person. Past me did not know this, but let's read the plot synopsis. Honestly, I'm like, should this have been 6 books? Oh, there's a happily ever after companion to, oh, is this like a novella after the main 3? I feel like this could have been a trilogy, but I'll read it. So, okay, so I can't see it because there's a barcode. 20 years ago, something. I couldn't tell you. Now it's Princess Edelin's turn to find true love. Prince Edelin. I'm going to say Edelin. Read Edelin. I'm going to say Edelin. I'm sorry if that's wrong. Has heard countless stories about the selection that brought her parents together. And while it's a beautiful fairy tale, it's not what Edelin wants for herself. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I might just flop between the two. Unfortunately, she can't escape the path laid out for her, including her very own selection. Edelin doesn't expect to find true love among the selection's 35 eligible bachelors. I thought we were done with this, but finding her own happily ever after might not be as impossible as she always thought. I guess it's like a non-caste system selection, so that's good. I will note, I'm kind of intrigued. I had a fun time with the one, you guys. All the drama that this ended with, crazy. I wish we saw more of like the rebels and them deconstructing the system, but that's me. But we're gonna read. Hello, everybody. I finished the Heir today, and I wish the selection was low-key a trilogy. This follows, I realized they call her Edie, so I think it's Edelin, the daughter of Maxon in America. Essentially, there's turmoil amongst the people because without the caste system, there's like prejudice that's still being held over others, even though 20 years have passed. To try to like distract the people and give them something to cheer for, they hold a like selection 5.0, I think it's the 5th one, with the daughter. And I want to like Edie so much because she's like the eldest daughter. She's so independent. She's like, I don't need any man to rule with. I'm just as good on my own. I was like, yes, more power to her. But she's super bratty, very spoiled, very selfish, not aware of anyone else's feelings.
Oh my god.
And she's like low-key nasty.
Sorry.
Because she starts to like sabotage the competition, the selection, because she just promised her dad, okay, I'll commit to this for 3 months. I'll try. But if by the end I don't have someone I want to marry and get engaged to, that's fine. And he's like, okay, that's fine as long as you try. So I could excuse the sabotage and her like intimidating the guys that come. But the whole, like, she's so self-centered and people call her out for it. So I'm really hoping in The Crown, she has a redemption arc because right now she's a little bit intolerable. Also, this is a crazy ending because America has a heart attack because Edelin's twin, Aaron, they're separated by 7 minutes. So since she's older, she will be inheriting the crown. And he has like a French princess lover, and they eloped secretly when they brought her over to like use this as a selection, like show like, oh, Edie's witnessing their love. It's motivating her to become invested in the process again. But then they're like, JK, we're actually gonna elope in private, and because she's a princess, he owes his alliance now to France, so he's leaving America, and they didn't tell anyone. America, their mom, has a heart attack because of this, and Edie's all alone because Aaron was her main confidant throughout all of this. There was some weird possessiveness because he like wrote her a letter where he was like, the only thing stopping me potentially from going out and being with her was like you and how much like I love you and I can't leave you. And it was like, it was weird vibes because like he was also like, you weren't jealous. Her name's Camille, the French princess. You weren't jealous of Camille. You just wanted what she is. Like you were, it was confusing. I don't know. But anyway, Edie has 3 siblings. Her twins now crossed the ocean and she's alone to deal with this selection. I'm rooting for Kyle. He's the family friend, Marley's son. He's like a nerd and wants to be an architect and travel the world. Also, like they supposedly didn't get along for 18 years and now suddenly they're friends with benefits and getting along just fine. I'm still rooting for him. My dark horse is Eric, the translator for Henry, who's from Swenway, I think, the country they're saying it. I'm assuming it's like Sweden. Eric and Edie have chemistry, but now I don't know what's going to happen because it ended with America having a heart attack, everyone freaking out, Aaron's gone. Is the selection going to go on? I don't know. So I gave it 2 stars. I was entertained, but I really don't like Edie. She has so much potential, so little likable characteristics. The last book of the selection series, we've come so far. I'm finally understanding all the selection comments and jokes now. I honestly don't really see people talk about Edie's books, and I feel like that's because no one likes them. Let's read what it's about. When Edlin, when Edlin, how would you say this name? Edlin. Her nickname is Eady, so I was like reading it as like Edie.
Edlin.
So I think it's Edlin.
I feel like it's
Edlin? Maybe it's Edlin. The thing is, all of the names have been like normal names, just spelled weird. So like Aaron was like AHREN.
What name would that be?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I feel like it should be something normal. Edlin?
Ellen.
There's an A and a D.
Eileen.
Eileen. There's an A and a D.
Eileen.
I don't know.
What is it? Yeah, there's Swedish.
Edie. No, they're not Swedish.
Eileen.
She's America.
EAD can be.
I'm talking about the characters from America.
No, but EAD can be like A, I think. Like
Adeline. Adeline. Edeline. Yeah, Adeline. Well, anyway, her nickname's Edie, and I can say that.
Zach Edie.
Zach Edie. That was what I thought. When Edlin, became the first princess of Ilya to hold her own selection, she didn't think she would fall in love with any of her 35 suitors. She spent the first few weeks of the competition counting down the days until she could send them all home. But as events at the palace forced Edlin even further into the spotlight, she realized that she might not be content remaining alone. Edlin still isn't sure she'll find the fairy tale ending her parents did 20 years ago, but sometimes the heart has a way of surprising you, and soon Edlin must make a choice that feels more impossible and more important than she ever imagined. I also forgot to note that the people of Ilya don't like her because she's so standoffish and like rude. Like, yeah, we don't need to do a selection. We need to do like a major PR around her character and make her likable. Anyway, she's this brunette girl, apparently. Maxon's blonde and America's redhead, so they got, I guess, brunette is. America, explain. Do you know that, Vine? Okay. Anyway, we're going to read the NCAA men's finals are tonight for basketball. I also have to do my nails tonight. I haven't done my nails in like 2 months.
They're looking nasty, folks. I'm just kidding. Folks,
that's hateful language.
Lie.
That's really rude of you.
That was a lie, folks.
Anyway, I don't know if we're going to watch the final because I hate UConn and Michigan. I'm going to do my nails tonight. We're going to read. I'm preparing to finish this series tomorrow. But yeah, and then we'll give a final review of The Crown, final review of the series. And it'll be great. I'm probably not going to show any of my nails because I have mental breakdowns whenever I'm taking nails off.
Look at my nails, folks.
I'm going to read. I am predicting that she'll end up with Kyle, though. That's my final thoughts. Okay, Lamo, we're live.
We're live, folks.
The nails did a nice pale pink. There we go. That's a little bit better. I'm actually pretty proud of them. We're slowly getting better. I have a very real fear of developing the allergy, so my nurse friend who also does her nails, I asked her for advice, so I got all my stuff from her. Maybe let me know if you want me to go through everything she's given or she's recommended, just because I do not want to develop that allergy. We are 44 pages into The Crown. Thank goodness America is okay. It's crazy she had a heart attack at age 38. That does not bode well for family history of the kids. Kyle and Edie are hanging out right now, so I'm excited. But we're going to read a little bit. Kyle designed Edie a summer house, miniature palace, and a vineyard, and a beach house. They have to end up together. Their first interaction, I was like, there's too much tension here for these two just to be friends. Hi! Guess what I finished? I can now say I've read the selection series, you guys, and I was entertained. I gave The Crown 3 stars. I'm glad Edie had her redemption arc. I'm glad Josie had her redemption arc because she was getting on her nerves. My front runner was Kyle, but my backup choice was Eric or Icos. So I'm claiming it as a win. It kind of all wrapped up nicely. Maxon and America get to retire. Kyle gets to go travel and be an architect. Edie gets to be in love. I will note I was pulling for Eric as Icos for number 2, but I feel like her realization of being in love with him kind of came quite quickly, maybe some would say out of nowhere. I liked Fox. I liked Henry was so cute that he called him out. He's like, I might not be able to speak English well, but I have eyes and I can see you two are in love with each other. I was entertained. People had the redemption. Was it amazing? No, but that's okay. That's okay. So overall, you guys, I'm going to give the entire series a solid 3 stars because I feel like I got whiplash on the quality of the books and my tolerance of the characters. I loved Marley in the first 3. Marley as a mom, kind of a little bit annoying with how much she didn't want Kyle to leave, wanted Josie to be involved with everything.
A little bit annoying.
Also, she seemed a little bit immature at times. May, so cute and fun in the first 3. I loved her even more in the last 2. America and Maxon, I didn't really have strong feels in them for the last 2 because they weren't in it all that much. I feel like this could have been a trilogy and we would have been fine. I feel like we could have done a spin-off series with Edie and not included it in this selection, like its own series, but I understand what we were going for with the return to what has worked in the past with the selection reoccurrence. It was fun. I'm glad I read it. I feel like now I understand all of the selection jokes, the selection lore. It was fun. I think I would have ate this up much more as a teenager. Obviously, this is written for teens. I am not a teenager. I'm gonna go look online now. I avoided looking up any fan art or anything because I was so nervous I'd either get a death reveal or a couple reveal. So now I'm going to go, as I naturally do, look at edits, look at the fan art, look at the online discourse. I'm really excited. But this has been so fun. Let me know, guys, for my fellow. I don't know if I can say I'm a selection enthusiast, but I definitely enjoyed it. For people that love the selection, let me know. What did I miss? What do you want to share the love? If you didn't like it, I'm always open to critiquing books. This was not a perfect series. And what do you want me to read next? I have plans to read Twilight. That's going to be intense. I have read the Twilight series before, so this will be a reread. Thanks for watching. Make sure to friend me on all the reading apps. Goodreads, Fable, Storygraph. Follow my Instagram and TikTok where you get more behind the scenes, my everyday life. Yeah, it was so fun. This was so fun, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you and love you guys all so much. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Gorgina. Oh, God.
Oh, God, you're going to see my hand.
Who cares? They're going to be looking at me.